Hey, what's up, guys? I want to do one more review for today. I had watched this directly after Misery last night, and that is American Ninja 3, put out by Olive Films. And like I said in the other ones, I got this on sale for like 11 bucks from a Grindhouse video. And I was really impressed with the first two as far as just in the enjoyment of the first two went, and the transfer for the first one especially was really good. And the transfer for the second one was pretty decent. It wasn't as good as the first, but it was still pretty good. Um, this is the first one without Michael Dudikoff. It keeps Steve James, which is really cool. I like Steve James, but it actually introduces this new guy, David Bradley, I think his name is. Yeah, and I knew him from nothing else, but I was kind of dreading this one just because it didn't have Michael Dudikoff and all that, and I've heard nothing but bad things from this movie. But it was pretty bad actually. It wasn't nearly as enjoyable as the first two. Basically, you're introduced to David Bradley's character as a kid in the movie, and you kind of find out the steps that make him the new American Ninja and how he becomes that and all that, which is really underwhelming. It's not done well. There's some dubbing in it that's laughably bad, that for the kids in the beginning. Um, but still, it's a canon movie, so you can't expect a whole lot. I knew what to expect going into this, but just David Bradley doesn't have the likability factor as Michael Dudikoff. I mean, just that's what it is. Um, Interestingly, the villain, the lion from the second one, wrote this one, and which I thought was pretty cool. But David Bradley, he's going to a martial arts tournament, and it's filmed in South Africa, but it's just an island. They don't really say where it's at, but there's a martial arts tournament there, and that's where Steve James goes. It kind of is like reminiscent of Mortal Kombat in that way, and they end up meeting this other dude who you don't really know much about. He just kind of they meet him, and all of a sudden they're best buddies and they're all chilling and stuff. But basically, while David Bradley is over on this island, he sees his master, the guy who trained him, being kidnapped. So he all of a sudden gets embroiled in this big conspiracy thing to go save his master, and it's revealed. I don't want to give nothing away. I just want to leave it at that. He's trying to do that, and the government is making these super soldier ninjas or whatever. They got them with these certain drugs to make them enhanced and all this crazy stuff, whatever. So they're just standing there until the end, until the showdown, and there's just a bunch of ass kicking, all that. Basically same old as the first two, and then there's a showdown with these chemically altered ninjas and all that, which is really underwhelming. They go down easily. I mean, David Bradley, it's just bizarre. He gets infected with this virus that makes them whatever, like mindless soldiers pretty much, and Steve James is whooping ass to get the antidote for this, and then all of a sudden at the end David Bradley does something which you'll have to see to believe, because it's just bizarre, and tells Steve James, oh, I don't need the antidote no more and all that, and it was just really weird. And the chemically altered ninjas and stuff, like I said, were just lame. Like they weren't a threat at all. Even the romantic interest wasn't as attractive at all like the first two. It was just, this movie was almost kind of just draggy to get through. In the transfer, it was okay. I mean, the transfer was nothing special at all. Nowhere near as good as the first one. And a shame to say, it's not even nowhere as good as the second one. It's just whatever. I am glad to have it in the collection to kind of just to have it. I will watch it again, give it another shot. It doesn't have any commentary, so it's a step down from the first two in that sense. No commentary. It has the shortest little making of featurette thing that they have on all the Olive releases for American Ninja. And it's just an interview with the director, and literally Michael Dudikoff's interviewed for, I think, 10 seconds. And Gary Conway, I think, is interviewed for 10 seconds. But it's mostly just the director talking about whatever. But he's nowhere near as likable as the director of the first one. It's just whatever. And this includes the audition tape David Bradley did. to star in this movie, and it's just him doing poses and action things and all that. But interestingly enough, in the little featurette, it's revealed that Michael Dudikoff wanted to be in this and all that, but Canon, he was under contract just to do the first two American Ninjas. And Canon Films were, hyping him up, saying you're going to be Superman in Part 4, and you saw how that turned out. He was going to be Spider-Man in the upcoming Canon version of Spider-Man, which I actually would have loved to check out, a Canon version of Spider-Man. But yeah, I'd say skip it if you're not if you're not a completist and you don't care about the whole franchise. I'd say just buy the first two and skip this. But if you're like me and you just want to see them all and you appreciate bad movies, I'm a Canon fan and I have a high respect for bad movies. So for $11, I can't say no to this. You know what I mean? But I wish they would have included the original cover art. Same complaint as the first two. It does have English subtitles, so I give them props for that. But yeah, if you just want a fun, cheesy movie and you could find it for around $10-12, I say definitely pull the trigger. But if you're if you're expecting like a really good action movie and all that, I mean, I'd say don't bother. It depends what your preference is. Nowhere near as good as the first two. Hopefully the fourth one is a step better, because I think Michael Dudikoff does return, so that gives me some hope for it. I'll check it out the next few nights and give y'all my review for that. But anyways, guys, peace.